are more than welcome back to Little Miss Dropstitch, and a bit of a change of scenery for us all today. I'm here down in the bottom right hand of the screen, and today's video we are going to be ranking Arne and Carlos knitting patterns and maybe a bit of crochet and other things as well. I know Arne and Carlos are super popular with lots of you and kind of favourite designers of mine as well. I was lucky enough a couple of Februaries ago to go on the Norwegian knitting holiday cruise, Northern Lights scene, whatever you want to call it. And I know those videos was popular with you all as well, so I will include the links below if you do want to watch those. So yeah, I'll be ranking the patterns. They design for knitwear brands such as Rowan. They do their own yarn and patterns, and then they're kind of distributed all over the world, so hopefully that's familiar with a lot of you. And they also design for themselves under their own label, Arne and Carlos. So I'm prepared for some of you to shout at me in the comments if you disagree. If you agree, let me know. Okay, number 20. And we'll move me out of the way because it's not all about me, contrary to popular belief. But number 20 is the Anya scarf. This is a crochet scarf. I absolutely love that it's a stash buster. We know I like a stash buster. It's in the sock yarn, if I'm not mistaken, the Regia sock yarn, I think. So that means it's at least 4-ply, if not 6-ply. So I bloody love a stash buster, especially for leftover sock yarn. But why put it at number 20 if I'm giving it so much praise? Well, it's £8.40, which is also $10.55 US and €9.82. And I think that's a trifle expensive. And let me explain. So it looks to be granny squares put together of some description. I'm not sure whether they're sewn together or whether they are kind of crocheted together. It looks like there's some sort of edging as well on it. I just think it's quite expensive. And I know it's easy to say, well, if you don't like the price, don't buy it. However, I think you might get some beginner crocheters who would pay that because it's like, oh, it's Arne and Carlos, you know, and we'll trust it'll all be okay. Which it probably will be. I just think that's quite steep for something that you could pick up off YouTube and do yourself. Just my opinion on that one, but I would totally nick the idea myself. Sorry, just getting used to the new technology. Come on, there we go. Number 19, we've got this beautiful dicky. It was a design for the brand Rowan, and in Rowan's wool that kind of Arne and Carlos collaborated is behind, whatever you want to call it. It's called Norwegian wool, and it's really nice. It's traditional Scandinavian colours, and it's just shy of a 4-ply, I'd say, so about 3.75mm, so kind of between a fingering and a DK weight. So the sample they did was red and cream. However, I did it in this beautiful kind of evergreen and cream colour. It was knitted flat, and at first you think, oh, this is going to be a slog. But I really enjoy just doing kind of a diamond block at a time, kind of in a morning, afternoon, per day, whatever. And yeah, I soon rattled through it. It's, let's say, the green knit on the row and then pearled in the cream. So it's not kind of standard colour work. It feels a bit messy in your hands, but honestly, you just start rattling it off. So I did really enjoy this, and I love that they're bringing kind of Norwegian Scandi design because we never had dickies in the UK, so really certainly in patterns, and I've seen them popping up since this one. So I really do think this is kind of put dickies on the map, especially in the UK in pattern knitwear. So yeah, I really like it. Again, so much praise for something at number 19. The reason it's so far down is because I can't find the pattern anymore. So when the Norwegian wool came out, Rowan asked Arne and Carlos to design, and they actually said this to me in person as well, that it was Rowan's decision to make the patterns free, and Arne and Carlos are still kind of getting paid anyway, so everyone's happy. But they're just not there anymore. They're not on Arne and Carlos's website, Rowan's, or other kind of wool shops where I download my patterns. And that's a real shame because this is quite a unique design, and they also had jumpers as well that were just kind of trickling into us, that Norwegian, particularly kind of those X patterns, the Marius pattern, they were just trickling in Scandi design and knitwear to us. So that's a real shame. Like, you don't just take them from the universe, charge us if you want to charge us. But yeah, I'm quite disappointed that they've removed those because they were great. Number 18. This is a basic pattern for a slipper and is again knitted. Again, we're at the £8.40 mark. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the design. I think it's really nice. What I have a problem with is felting, okay? Um, do please let me know actually, writing or in the comments if you've made this, because my concern is I would make it and then Arne and Carlos don't have the same washing machine as me. I'd bet my wool stash on it. So I'm concerned that I'd make them and then they wouldn't turn out right. So the way felting works is you knit it bigger and then you put it in the washing machine and it shrinks. A bit like when people accidentally shrink a jumper in the wash, you're doing this on purpose, and that will make the fibres kind of mat together a bit more. And then you've got here a nice sturdy slipper that's not saggy with kind of stretchy holes in like you would in knitting. Um, yeah, I'm concerned I just wouldn't be able to get it the right size and shape. That's why it's one that I'd want to try, but it's just so low down. Um, unless lots of you have tried it and can give me reassurance. Number 17, it's the tree knit cushion, and this is knitted. I don't think this is in felted tweed. I think that's in the Norwegian wool again, if we look at the colours. Yeah, I absolutely like this as a design. It reminds me of Cath Kidston as well, with that kind of red next to the green. I think there's some golden yellow on the back as well. If anyone knows, do say, is this done flat as kind of stranded colour work, but then you would potentially have four colours on a row, or is it done as intarsia, which is more likely, but that does look a trifle fiddly if it's intarsia. So yeah, based on that, it's probably low down as to what I'd make, but I do really like it. Number 16 is the Tonye butterfly throw, and this is the first crochet. No, it's not. We've already had the Anya scarf. This is the second crochet pattern from Arne and Carlos that I'm introducing to you. Again, £8.40, $10.55, €9.82. I do really like this because just when you think you've seen everything with Granny Square, and there's a lot of inventive stuff coming out lately with Granny Square, just when you think nothing more could be invented, and particularly I'm interested in when Granny stitch is made modern. I really like this because I think it could, do for a girl's bed right up to, grandma's couch. So yeah, it looks like they've kind of morphed and altered the shape of the granny square to make this butterfly pattern. The black background isn't for me, so maybe I should go on Ravelry and see what other people have done. I was thinking more I'd do like a fawn or a cream colour. For me, it just looks a bit stark for my liking. But yeah, I love this. I like it. I just like other stuff more, so I would never get round to doing this. Number 15 is the Gunhild Primrose Throw. We're really at the crochet now. Again, £8.40. I really like this for a number of reasons. I think like any colours would go. Like, we've got like a grey and vanilla, and we've got lavenders, greens, literally any colour. You could do it as a colour palette or just whatever you've got, which means it would also be an amazing stash buster as well. You could use different textures. You could use like a tweedy and something else. You could do it all in cotton, so you really could use your leftovers. Another bit of the design I like, because it's circles, and obviously circles don't fit together like a square would, there are bits of gaps in it, so I really like that you could still use it kind of spring, late summer evening, and it wouldn't be too warm even if you did it in, even leftover tapestry wool or something thicker. I think the Lady Cathy on the knitting cruise was making this one, and there was about 300 and odd of those circles, so I think that'd be one I'd have to do like a quarter of it and then go to something else. But yeah, I love that as a stash buster. Number 14, and we've got Handsome Carlos. So this is the Tiger Dicky, and it's knitted. Yeah, just look at that. That's a really clever design. And I think the tongue nose and the eyes will be in duplicate stitch as well. So yeah, I think that'll be stranded colourwork, so kind of up to 3 colours on a row, which is all right. But knitted flat, and then duplicate stitch for those other bits, which is nice. You're getting to learn different techniques, and some flat stranded colour work. So I know if you do it in the round, you never have to purl. So with it flat, you would have to do some purling, but again, it's also not as big as a project of a jumper. But I do like that. Why is it lower down? Well, it's just not my aesthetic. I would never wear it. But yeah, I really think it's a clever design. I'd love like a grey and white like snow leopard print. That's something I'd wear. But you get a picture of handsome Carlos, so no complaints. Number 13. So the bit that kind of made them famous in knitting the first time round is the 50 Christmas Balls book. And then it's kind of since lockdown, they seem to release some every year. How they still come up with designs, I don't know, but that's why it's their job. So my favourites I picked out was the 2020 range. I like things that are like kiddie children design, but like still good for adults. And also another thing I like in patterns is you can tell what it is. For example, a bird, a gingerbread man, a Nordic elf carrying a candle, a ballerina, you can tell what they are, on reindeer or ice skate. Yeah, I love that they're cozy Christmas patterns. Not they're not cartoonish, but they're not kind of um so wishy-washy you don't know what they are. And I think they did say one was like the Aurora Borealis, which is pretty. So yeah, they look traditional, but you don't look like you're trying too hard with the Norwegian decor. So I really like those. And I do like the mix of kind of the red on the cream on the red background, and obviously you could use whatever colours to match your decor. Never made these actually. Not sure why not. Maybe it should be on the list. Number 12, another one of their Advent collection. This is 24 mini Nordic sweaters. And showing you my messy bed there that I've not tidied yet. 24 mini Nordic sweaters that are knitted. £8.40 mark again. It's a really nice pattern. I don't know if, let me know if that diamond pattern, is it the same on every jumper or is there like, a couple of variations? Because if there's not, that's probably quite expensive for £8.40. If it's just the number that changes. However, again, you could totally use your scraps, leftovers, and it'd be a really cute advent calendar. I think they sewed the bottom of the jumper shut as well and put little presents inside, so that would be really cute. I'd probably make one and put it in my house and then like pretend I had a little mouse or a little fairy living there. But that's just me. But yeah, I really like that. I'm thinking like pink and greys would be cute for that. Number 11, and I like this cushion collection. I'm trying to see what yarn. I don't think that's felted tweed. I think that's the Nordic wool again. So a bit like the other cushion. This is the Midnight Sun bundle from their website, and it's £31.20, but you do get 8 patterns. I'm sure you can probably buy them individually as well. 39 US dollars 18 and 63 euros 47. What I like about this, well, for one, is the way they've put the colours together. Usually I'm one for absolutely changing. I see a pattern, it's like, yeah, and let's change those colours. But here, I'd do it in the ones they've suggested. They're beautiful. And again, getting Cap Kids and vibes, especially that cushion at the back with that nice light green against, pinks, yellows, reds. I really like that. And then the other cushions, especially that pink and grey, I really like that. I love, I don't know how many times I can say that. I love there's a bit of everything in this collection. So you've got your bit of intarsia, which I do need to try and practice because I did it once when I was like, probably 14, 15, and then I never did it again because I didn't like all the floats. So I think this could be a project to ease me into it, particularly that green cushion or even just the little flowers on the blue one. And then you've also opportunities for the stranded colour work, which I prefer that more. So you've got kind of those diamond and checkerboard cushions. Yeah, I really like this collection and it would suit a lot of aesthetics. So you could pretend it's like English cottagecore, which is kind of my style, or up to the Scandi vibe as well. Fun fact, they talked about these and kind of the collection on the cruise in a lecture, and they said those rose designs come from wood carvings in churches and on Norwegian furniture. Number 10, Handsome Carlos again. Don't say I never treat you. So this is the Set a Still Light jumper, and they also talked about this style in their lecture. And I really like this because, again, they're just kind of teasing us with a bit of Scandinavian style. Even if you don't want to go out with your balaclava or whatever, you don't have to go over the top. For Nordic style, you can just wear something as simple but as effective as this. And I don't know what colours I'd do them in. I quite like what Arne Carlos is wearing actually. I'd probably maybe do it with a cream with a dark brown actually, that might be nice. But yeah, lice add all those little bees, and what that also does, as well as looks good aesthetically, is it also makes the fabric a double thickness. So that's great kind of for the traditional fishermen or whoever would be exposed to the elements. Next, at number 9, we have Sauve Knitted Teddy Bear from Set Estelle. So what this is, it looks to be done in the round actually, so get those double pointed needles out. I know Arnie's a fan of those. But it also is actual fur patterning rather than, the kind of self-furling sock yarn. I mean, you could absolutely do it in that. But yeah, and I like the little nods to Nordic knitwear design as well. So on the ear, that cross and kind of dot pattern is called the Marius pattern. So yeah, that's really nice, and it would make a nice heirloom gift. I bet this is in 4-ply as well, so another great 4-ply stash buster. Number 8. So if you didn't want to do the colour work and go to all that effort, then we have the teddy pattern in the regular design line. So this was the sock yarn pattern. And yeah, it looks to be done in the round again, but even better, it's absolutely free. So that's why that ranks higher than the other one. I do like the previous one for the fur owl, but yeah, this is a lovely one that you could do for, children, charity, kind of farmer teddies, things like that. So I really like it. Just kind of type it in on their website or on some kind of yarn shops have it on as well on the website. So yeah, I really like that, and that would totally be a sock yarn stash buster as well. Number 7 is this really cute Magnus hat. Knitted Magnus is kind of like a mouse rat thing that they have ongoing. They've done it as like a teddy in a couple of different designs. But yeah, I think this is really cute. Looks to be certainly on the white bits of the eyes in duplicate stitch. Some embroidery as well for the whiskers. So it's nice to have a small project where you're getting a few techniques in there. Yeah, not sure if this is intarsia, where these the two colours on the ears, or if it's fur owl. So that'd be interesting, because where the blue bit is, you could still carry the brown behind, even though there's quite a large expanse. You just keep catching it to make sure it's not a massive string inside the hat. But then yeah, I don't know if it's introduced to the third colour or as an intarsia bit. My guess is it's probably done in fur owl. But yeah, I really like this. It's very cute, and I would totally wear that as an adult. Number 6 is the Red Burner to Save the Children jumper. This is knitted, it's slightly more expensive, it's £12, 15 US dollars, and 14 euros. Can we move me out the way? There we go. So on the right, the red and light grey is the wool I got to do this in. I bought it on the Arne and Carlos knitting holiday in the Hillsborg factory. So that is the actual factory that produces that wool that jumper is made in. Yeah, it's kind of again between a 4-ply and a DK weight. So I'm going to do the top in the red, and then the other ladies on the trip were very kind and helped me to pick the lighter grey to go with it. I hope I've got enough, because there was only 3 on the rack, but yeah, I usually take about 5 100 grams, so it should be enough, she says. And this will be different for me, because it's done from the bottom up, and I've only done like in the round top down, especially for colour work. I've done one once bottom up that I'm actually going to alter. So here goes nothing. But yeah, I'm excited to try this one, just because I can't wait to get to that luscious red colour. They do this in children's size pattern as well, and I do like that it's unisex as well. And that's what's great about Arne and Carlos patterns. Actually, a lot of their stuff is unisex. Number 5 is the Hulda knitted cushion, £8.40. Why do I like this? Because they don't really have many chunky knits, so I really like that. You could easily do 2 strands of yarn together, or you could use your chunkies up and have it in kind of rainbow and different colours. I really like this. They do sales. I usually keep an eye out when it's like bank holidays, or God, I'm a bloody good saleswoman for them. I wish I was paid. They do let you know if you're on the email list. They let you know when there's a sale on as well. So I Wouldn't pay £8.40 just for this pattern, but I would get it in the sale. Number 4, something completely different. So this is a sewing pattern for knitting needle case. Slightly more expensive than the other patterns again. £10.80, $13 US 56, or €12 36. So it looks to be sewing pattern for knitting needle case. So it's a knitting needle case. Oh, it does look quite short. I bet it's for double pointed needles actually. And then so you sew it. There's the sewing instructions for that, and then with the embroidery instructions. And if you look at the little pattern around the 3, I think that's a bit of a nod to that kind of rose shape as well, with the 6 points, the traditional rose shape. So yeah, if you get a few different embroidery designs of that and the 3, and you could totally use that on different projects. I'm not sure what the 3 means though. No, I've no idea. um, never mind. But yeah, you get a bit of embroidery and a bit of sewing there. I like that, they are branching out into kind of multi crafts, if you will. So for that, you need your embroidery and your sewing machine. I like that, we can push ourselves. Number 3, so this is my top 3. This is Arne's Cozy Brioche Sweater. This is absolutely delightful. A lady on the cruise, she did buy the wool there to make it and it's beautiful. She chose the red colour in the Norwegian wool, the Rowan one. I mean, that would be very spenny. So I like things proper and in wool, but yeah, that would be too spenny for me because brioche is really wool hungry. I think it would take ages as well. I mean, it would be lovely and fun to do. And brioche, you can just get into kind of relaxing meditative state with it. So yeah, and it would be really cozy because it's just kind of, a wide drop shoulder. We do like a drop shoulder every now and then. For that, anything else on that? Yeah, brioche. I did some socks in brioche in the round, but I didn't realise in the stitch is quite baggy. So this is probably kind of you doing the jumper with some positive ease, but it probably seems more because it's quite a slack stitch. But yeah, that would be totally cozy. But yeah, a bit spenny if you're doing it in the official wool. Again, that's a pattern that I'd either get or get in the sale as well. Number 2, how delightful is this one? So the children dance around the tree stocking. They've absolutely loads of stocking knitting patterns, which I have printed off and have never done. They're in the pending tray, but I actually did this one. And why? Because very cleverly they did it as a knitting advent mystery knit along. So you got like 6 rows a day or 8 rows, and you didn't know what it was going to be. So that was exciting. And also, if they don't do another one this year, I might just do it myself with one of the patterns that I've already got and just do 6 rows a day in advent. Because at the end it was like, oh, I've got a stocking. So that was really nice, and it made me, focus and have something mindful to do for at least 6 or 8 rows a day. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I particularly like the traditional bits as well that they've sneaked in with the people dancing around. That's quite a traditional Scandinavian style. Love the colours as well because it's traditional, but it's not too red, white, green Christmas in your face either. But you could totally change up the colours as well. Number 1. Does this surprise you that this is my number 1? So this is Vegard. It's a knitted jumper. It was for Rowan, I believe. A man's, but could be unisex, I suppose. Jumper. Yeah, I think the men's could be unisex. I just don't think the smallest size is like my size. But what's clever about this? So not only is it colour work, but those and they're really trendy actually. Kind of halved, quartered, kind of Nordic stir pattern. It's actually done with just mohair in that bit, so it's actually quite bitty and subtle. So yeah, I really like that, and I don't know what other colours I'd do it in. No, I've seen that. I quite like it. I've got the pattern. I've got no man to knit it for, but that doesn't matter. It's there. Should the occasion arise. Should Tom Hardy ever want one, eh? But yeah, I really like it. It's just I think it's quite hard to knit things for men that are modern, especially blokes who don't wear knitwear or aren't partial to it. Yeah, it just really took me as something modern, edgy, and interesting as well for the knitter to do. So yeah, really innovative. I like that one. Again, £8.40. So Oh, what's this on the screen here? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this bit of a change today. Maybe we'll do some with different designers as well. Do please give us a like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff, because it really does help us out and hopefully to grow. Maybe not as big as Arne and Carlos, but hopefully grow a little bit. Thank you and take very good care of yourself.